Hey, this is Joe at the Pour Over.
And this is Zan at the Pour Over.
Today, we're talking about peace talk negotiations between Israel and Hamas, the tariff on steel doubling, the NBA, NHL, and Champions League finals, and other top news for Monday, June 2nd. Stay informed while remaining focused on Christ with the Pour Over today.
Here's your quote of the day. I have one desire now, to live a life of reckless abandon for the Lord, putting all my energy and strength into it. Elizabeth Elliot. Let's get started with some espresso shots.
Israel and Hamas are in a peace talk tug-of-war. Ceasefire negotiations started moving again after Israel put their stamp of approval on a U.S. brokered offer. The proposal includes a 60-day pause in fighting, the release of 10 living Israeli hostages and 18 bodies in the first week, with 30 more released after a more permanent truce, the release of 1,236 Palestinian prisoners and 180 bodies, and humanitarian aid to Gaza via the UN and other agencies. Hamas agreed to release the 28 hostages, with some proposed edits to the terms and conditions, including a permanent truce, the complete withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza, and a guaranteed 600 aid trucks a day to the enclave. U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff called Hamas's counteroffer, quote-unquote, unacceptable, saying it, quote, takes us backward in negotiations. It's easy to become angry and indignant over world events, but much more difficult to live with the tension of desiring change while simultaneously loving everyone involved. Followers of Christ are called to live in that tension, loving the very people they work against. Luke 6, verses 32 and 35 says, "If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. But love your enemies, do what is good, and lend, expecting nothing in return. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High."
Tariffs and the markets are both going up. President Trump announced Friday that the U.S. will double tariffs on imported steel, from 25% to 50%, to protect the American industry. Speaking to Pennsylvania steelworkers, he tied the move to a not final yet $14 billion acquisition of U.S. steel by Japan's Nippon Steel, with conditions ensuring U.S. control. The tariffs take effect Wednesday and could raise prices on everything from soup to construction supplies. Meanwhile, Wall Street celebrated a strong month of May. The S&P 500, which was up 6.2%, and NASDAQ, which was up 9.6%, both had their best months since November 2023, and the Dow Jones climbed a lower but still respectable 3.9%. The tech sector led May's march upward. Healthcare was the only sector to end the month down. Regardless of what happens to the economy in the coming months, God will remain in control. In the midst of earthly uncertainty, set your hope on the abundance we will enjoy with Christ for eternity when he comes. 1 Peter 1, 3-4 says, "Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. Because of his great mercy, he has given us new birth into a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, and into an inheritance that is imperishable, undefiled, and unfading, kept in heaven for you."
The NBA and Stanley Cup Finals are set. An NBA champion will be crowned between Oklahoma City or Indiana, which routed the New York Knicks Saturday. Oklahoma City, featuring league MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is the heavy favorite heading into Game 1 on Thursday night. Meanwhile, the puck drops north of the border on Wednesday in a rematch of last year's Stanley Cup Finals. The Edmonton Oilers face the Florida Panthers, hoping to end Canada's 32-year winless streak. Meanwhile, the Champions League, soccer's biggest non-World Cup competition, ended over the weekend with Paris Saint-Germain dominating Inter Milan 5-0 in the final. France's nationwide celebration spiraled into violence in parts of Paris. 2 fans were killed and 192 were injured, including a police officer who was placed in a medically induced coma after being hit with fireworks. Here's a verse to consider whether you're a professional athlete, police officer, doctor, or newsletter writer. So whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do everything for the glory of God. 1 Corinthians 10, verse 31.
Hey, it's Emily from The Pour Over. Summer's here, and so are all the ways to keep my kiddos from destroying the house. Make summer memories. Like pool days, ice cream stops, neighborhood cookouts. And thanks to Upside, my wallet hasn't even broken a sweat. Upside helps me keep the summer fun train rolling by simply claiming an offer and getting cash back. Instead of playing, how many popsicles can the budget handle? I'm actually saving on the things we're buying. It's a game changer for my summer sanity. Download the free Upside app and use promo code TPO to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using promo code TPO.
In other brews, here's a rapid round of updates. The Pentagon sounding the alarm. At a Singapore Security Forum Saturday, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth told allies that China is preparing to use military force to, quote, alter the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific, warning of an imminent threat against Taiwan. China criticized the comments, accusing the U.S. of being the, quote, biggest troublemaker and blocker of peace in the region.
France is clearing the air. Starting July 1st, smoking will be banned in most outdoor public places, including parks, beaches, bus stops, and near schools. France's health minister announced that the freedom to smoke, quote, stops where children's right to breathe clean air starts. Cafe patios and e-cigs are exempt. Violators face a €135 or about $150 fine.
Looks like the old Taylor can come to the phone now. Taylor Swift announced Friday that she purchased the master recordings of her first 6 albums from a private equity firm, a sale Swift called a, quote, dream come true. The pop icon began re-releasing the albums, dubbed Taylor's version, after they were first sold to producer Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings in 2019.
Washington State was abuzz Friday after approximately 14 million honeybees escaped from an overturned semi-truck. The truck, carrying 70,000 pounds of hives and bees, was driving near the Canadian border when it rolled into a ditch after a tight turn. The driver was uninjured. Over 24 local beekeepers swarmed to help recover the pollinating honeybees.
Ukraine destroyed over 40 bomber planes deep in Russian territory yesterday. The extremely complex operation reportedly involved hiding drones inside the roofs of wooden sheds that were remotely released after being trucked into multiple Russian military bases. Meanwhile, Russia launched a record 472 drones on Ukraine yesterday. The warring neighbors are scheduled to hold more direct peace talks in Istanbul today.
That's all we have for today. Thanks so much for listening, TPO fam. If you're listening on the Apple Podcasts app, give us a 5-star rating and drop a review. If you're listening on Spotify, give us a follow and hit the notification bell to never miss a new episode. We're grateful for your support and hope you have a great day. See you on Wednesday.
My pantry stays stocked with Element. I drink it, my husband drinks it, my kids guzzle it. Basically, we run on Element around here. No sugar, no crashes, just the science-backed ratio of electrolytes we need to stay sharp. Plus, it makes drinking water a lot more enjoyable and delicious. If you haven't tried it yet, you gotta. As a listener of The Pour Over today, you'll get 8 single-serve packs free with any drink mix purchase. Just use the Element link in the show notes.